know what he's doing. Is he bringing out his Yankees?
Well, maybe George is taking a timeout.
I don't know. He might his wife might call time. No, no,
Oh,
boy,
oh,
he's
he's
bringing in
bringing out the Babe Ruth jersey.
he's bringing in the Bronx Bombers. Yeah, I'm speaking to a
George
former Bronx.
George Herman Ruth.
Hell yeah.
Well, this guy was on he was doing that draft league out in Frederick and all the other teams. But this year, what is this? Is everybody bringing out their stuff?
I got Blue Jay stuff since he was a former Blue Jay.
Oh, okay, former Blue Jay. I was like, who's bringing Homer Bush here? I don't know what Homer did. Changing, it's like this is like what supermodel month. We're like what show off the Yankee gear, the Blue Jays gear. I got my Chief jersey on today with Marcus Allen. But So first of all, congratulations on getting the job with the Atlantic League with the FerryHawks of Staten Island. That's pretty cool.
Hey, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. And man, it's safe to say you know who my two favorites are on this show.
Thanks, Homer.
Hey, you can call me a homer all you want.
Well, we got Babe Ruth on the telecast.
The last time we had you on, Homer, we showed you your first home run. I found another video on YouTube when you were playing the Yankee Stadium. This is against the Blue Jays, and I guess you like led off the game with a double or something. Let me bring it up here. Let me find it first, and I'll bring it right to you in a minute here. But talk about how did this job come about? With Staten Island.
Great question. Well, I really don't know how the conversation started, but what I can say, by the time it got to me, it was a very powerful individual saying, "Hey, we'd like to have a phone conversation about managing in the independent league." And I've always felt if New York came knocking in any capacity, I was gonna take the call and listen. So I did, and hit it off with the young man, Eric Scheffler, who's the president of the FerryHawks. And a couple weeks later, they offered me the job.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, what did you learn out in that draft league? Because it seemed like it was a pretty cool thing with all these kids trying to get drafted in the NBA and Major League Baseball. Was it fun?
It really was. And as you know, that season is two halves, right? So the first half, I got an opportunity to get my feet wet. It's a summer collegiate league, so you really don't want to change the guys too much. But the second half, a little bit more competitive. And so I was able to make some moves more in the second half than the first half. And so I took what I learned in the first half and applied it in the second half.
Nice. Yeah. So with this new Atlantic League, you got a lot of cool. They got a new team in Frederick. I don't know how they're going to be playing baseball on the same field. I guess they're going to split time between the draft league and I guess the Atlantic team will probably play at 11 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I don't know how that's going to work, but it's great. This league is growing. You got a lot of different. You got Lancaster, who won the championship last year. We had Coach Ross on the Peoples, who was on the show with us. And the cool thing, a lot of former major leaguers, because I know you're probably going to run into some guy named Frank Viola.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. Sit there, have a nice little conversation with Frank, and pick his brain about pitching and maybe use it against him.
Yeah. No, but I tell you what, the league is very competitive. Just looking at the data on each team, teams are winning in different kinds of ways. Some guys are aggressive on the bases with good pitching and defense. Some teams are actually have smaller parks, and they can drive the ball out of the yard, so they have a little bit more of a balanced offense with solid pitch and defense, and also some good offensive numbers. So right now, I'm really just trying to figure out, as I build my roster, which approach I want to take. But one element you can guarantee is going to be some speed. That you tend to manage how you play, right?
Yep, you play the old-fashioned. My dad used to say, small ball. Just get it going. If you have to bunt your way on or get on base somehow, get it going. And get that run. You need it. You never know.
Small ball will still win you games. As much as people don't believe that philosophy, small ball will win you games.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Yeah, when I was a kid growing up, Jose Reyes, with the Mets, he led off the game with a single, stole second, stole third, and came home on an RBI ground out. 1-0 right there. That's National League baseball.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore in baseball. It's like, we got to hit a 3-run home run, and we got to be on Sports Center because I want to see StarCast, with the 500-foot shot I hit it up in the upper deck in in Tiger Stadium or something. Like, who cares? Just hit the ball.
No, yeah. But I tell you what, that's one of the things I've been really trying to learn about is how do we put the ball in play more, and I have an idea, so hopefully we can apply it during the season. But when you're talking about just hitters getting the lead off, still in second, still in third, remember that reminds me of my childhood team, the St. Louis Cardinals. Tommy Herr hit 300, 3 home runs and 100 RBI, right, as a second baseman.
Yeah, Vince Coleman leading off. He's hit single, went to double. We got stole second, stole third, came around on the Tommy Herr's single or something like that. Because I'm a Met fan, I remember the old rivalry. With the Cardinals and Mets used to go at it. And then that was a rivalry back in the late '80s. It was like they didn't like each other one bit.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah. Well, I did find that clip, from Yankee Stadium. Yeah, let me pull this up for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I love finding things for people because it's like they're like, oh my God, where did you find that from?
I only had 78 Bs. I could probably tell you play by play.
All right, let's bring that. Here's Wilbur Bush doing his own play by play here on Sports Talk with Chris Heidel. Here we go.
Chris
All right, here it is. All right, we'll pull this down.
Tony Fernandez. Yeah,
it's a base hit down the third base line.
Dennis Stewart.
Look at the speed you got. You're like chucking, man. You got into second base with the stand-up double, but my God, you're like, if you see the highlight of this, they showed the replay. You just got out of the batter's box real quick. Watch, and it's a nice pitch right down the pipe.
Yeah, I can't remember the count. I don't know if it was. I went 0-2 and then got back in at 2-2 and got a pitch.
Look at the speed. Look at that speed. You're like, I'm going. I'm going to get a double out of this one. Were you thinking triple if the guy messed up a little bit?
Well, if he had bobbled, if Shannon had bobbled it, most definitely. But I was thinking, I'm gonna stick with this double because if I get thrown out at third leading off a game, I may never play again.
And Joe Torre will yell at you, go like, "Really, son? What are you doing?"
Absolutely.
Hey, Chris, I'm about to age all of us. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, go ahead.
Kodak was on the wall in Yankee Stadium.
I know.
Nobody nowadays knows what Kodak is.
I do.
Kodak actually went away. Yeah.
And they had
Fleet was the sponsor on the backsplash.
And don't forget, behind home plate they had Fleet.
That's what I just said. Yep.
Bank, and it's like nobody knows what Fleet Bank is. I mean, I remember that growing up in New England. It's like it was.
Yeah. Jeez. Matt, you got any questions for Homer?
Yes, I do, Homer. So talk about what it was like playing as a Yankee.
Oh my gosh, it was as you can imagine now that the dust has settled, truly amazing, right? But at that time, honestly, Matt, it was exciting. We were winning, but man, my career with the Yankees was day by day. I didn't know if I was going to be there most days because we had so many really good players and so many veteran guys under contract, and I was a rookie. So at the time, it was extremely nerve-wracking. But right around September, maybe middle of September, Joe gave me his vote of confidence that I was going to be there. And so then I kind of could take a deep breath. I started to enjoy everything the team was accomplishing at that time. And for it to continue on into the postseason was, magical is the only way I can say. That season was just, it was definitely one for the ages.
That's cool.
So just a follow-up question. What is it like playing in the legendary Yankee Stadium?
Now, that was definitely a high point. Now that they have the new stadium, And there's only so many of us can say we played in the old Yankee Stadium, right? And so
Yes, definitely.
yeah. So that's pretty cool in itself, right there. But the fans were on top of you. It's a little bit more intimate environment. I always say that, man, the fans in that stadium brought the best out of me. It's you learn immediately that if you play hard, be a good guy in the locker room, be good in the community, man, they're gonna love you. So that's all I tried to do. And you probably imagine, I think I only had like 70 ABs over the whole season. So I really wasn't trying to do too much. I was just trying to play small ball, get on base, steal a bag, get to second base some kind of way, because man, we had some professional hitters that could drive you in at any given time in 98. I think we had the most home runs on that team was, I don't know, 24, 27, something like that. But we had several guys with 85 and 100 and 110 RBI. So that was definitely a lot of hitting with guys in scoring position.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. I mean, back in that time, New York Yankees were a dynasty and everything, winning World Series and yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, you were definitely with a phenomenal manager, with players, and you yourself went ahead and contributed. And those fans, just real quick, talk about the fans, because I know the fans, boy, if you're hitting good, they're on your side, but if you're not, watch out.
Hey, Derek Jeter said it best. They boo you because they want to cheer, right? So
That's true.
Yeah, when you really think about it, it's like, hey, man. And by the way, there has been a standard set in New York, and sometimes when teams go into funk, I think they do need to hear a little pushback, and that will make them work a little harder. I've always said this, and I think most owners should do this, is Mr. Steinbrenner's presence in the locker room after some games. I mean, it made guys button up, right? So you wasn't going to come there, and it wasn't going to be Club Med, or it wasn't your sandbox to just have a good time. You were there to win. And I'm gonna say this one piece, because when I get to talking Yankees and winning and Yankee tradition, a friend of mine said this, and when I thought about it, it was so true. He was saying, Homer, you played for an organization at a time when winning is all they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. He said, you can go to the bathroom attendant and ask the bathroom attendant, hey, what do you do for the Yankees? And he would say, I help them win championships. Like everybody from the lowest person down to the very top person, all the Yankees were built to do is win. And so that's pretty special. And I thought that was powerful if you can create that kind of clubhouse atmosphere and that attitude around the whole organization.
Yeah, I agree. And when I was a kid growing up in New York, watching the other team, the Mets, I think it seemed like the Mets were always trying to be like the Yankees. And, there's only one organization, and that's the Yankees. You can't just be yourself. Just be yourself. That's all you have to be.
Chris, there's still a chance for you to fill out the conversion form.
Yeah.
You've done your penance, okay? You've done your penance as a STEM fan, and all you have to do is follow the Tampa Bay Rays for one more season, and then you can convert to Yankeeism.
Hey, everybody from New York goes down to Tampa anyway. That's why they get better crowds, for Rays games. Everybody comes down to New York. It's like what, $59 on JetBlue. Just go down to Tampa. Well, Homer, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We're at the top of the hour, but thanks so much. And your first game is going to be April 28th against Charleston, so that's going to be a very interesting day for you.
It really is. And hey, thanks for having me. It's an exciting opportunity for me. I'm looking forward to it. And the Yankees having ownership does not hurt at all. I promise you.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll catch up with you before spring training starts.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Homer.
All right.
Thanks, Homer.
All right.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Take care, Matt.
All right. That's Homer Bush, former Yankee, Blue Jay, Marlin. Hey, I'm a New Yorker, so I understand about New York. Mets Yanks. I totally understand about the rivalry.
You've done your penance, Chris. You can convert. You just got to wait one more season.
Yeah.
There's always room.
No,
Chris-
I bleed the orange and blue.
Chris, we got to convert you. I've been trying to convert you all this time to a New York Yankee. You got to convert one of these years.
I could go to a Yankee game when they take on the Orioles, and I just sit there and laugh at the Orioles.
True. True.
Don't tell that to my mother.
Why do you think I call it Bronx South?
I know. Don't tell that to my mother. My mom would be like, "What?" Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, Mom. Hey, I call them. You know what I call the Orioles? The Mets AAA affiliate. Because they bring everybody, all the Mets trash,
including the coach.
Even the coach too. Yeah, we get Showalter back. So
Yes.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us tonight. We had a great time with everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I know everybody's on the hangover from the national title game, but we'll bring it back. We'll bring some basketball in next week. I know George is heading out to Minnesota, so you have a safe flight out there,
George,
sir.
you go ice fishing in Minnesota, George.
George goes ice fishing. Hey, you
Chris,
should bring a camera, dude.
Only thing I'm doing, I'm going from the airport to my hotel, hopefully to a basketball game, and then back and forth to the office. That is, I am getting out of there. I love snow. I don't like Minnesota snow.
George, I just got a quick question for you. Since we're both huge Yankee fans, who are your top 3 favorite Yankee players?
Oh boy.
And I know that's a tough one because you got a lot of legendary vintage Yankee players, plus some really phenomenal modern players as well.
I mean, it's got to be Jeter, right? I mean, everyone's going to say Jeter. Yankees too. Yankees too is in my email address. Okay, so, man, I love the Yankees pitching of the 80s. I mean, I love the Goose. I loved Guidry. And I gotta say our late captain. I'd have to say our late captain. I could still remember where I was the day that he passed and telling a buddy of mine the news.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's just too many. How about you?
I mean, there's too many as well, but I mean, definitely Derek Jeter. I mean, he is one of the greatest Yankee players ever in the history of the organization. I mean, Whitey Ford, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle. I mean, you name it. Like Ron Guidry. I mean, Don Manley, Donnie Baseball. Tino Martinez, Bernie Williams, Mariano Rivera. I mean, I can keep on naming them. So honestly, I just don't have 5, as you can tell. I probably named close to 10.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I actually met the Mick, Matt.
Oh, well, you met the Mick when?
It was.
Well, of course, when he was alive, but
yeah.
There was a bank in town that was opening, and they brought Mickey Mantle in, and he was doing autographs.
Oh wow!
Wow.
And one, I wish I knew what my father did with that Mickey Mantle autograph.
Oh, you had Mickey Mantle autograph?
And I actually I actually had a conversation with him.
Nice.
Oh man, you had a conversation with the Mick.
Yep.
Well,
wow.
I got to find my father. Tells me the story. I was little. This is 1981. Whatever. They're driving down. I told you guys this story probably numerous times. My dad's driving down from. I guess he's driving back on the Jersey Turnpike going to New York. Whatever he saw, an old beat up Buick says, "Goose is loose." On the license plate. So my dad goes,
"Goose gossage."
And my dad goes, "All right." So he drives up. He looks over, and this guy with the mustache, his classic mustache. And my dad goes, "You goose gossage?" And he goes, "Yeah, man. What's going on?" He goes, the story becomes like every year, like wine. It gets better. Because when I was a kid, my dad goes, "Yeah, we exchanged papers going down 95." I'm like, "How can you do that when it's 55 miles an hour? How do you do that?" So I want to ask my dad if he still has it because I want to bring it on the show here to show you because he wrote Yanks going to get them, boys. Off to Baltimore. Yeah. So
I remember Jim Abbott.
Yep.
He had that no hitter, and he didn't have a left hand, and it was.
Yep.
I mean, when he pitched, it was like, it was incredible. It was University of Michigan alum.
right. And the only thing I liked about Yankee Stadium is some guy named Tom Seaver. I know he was pitching for the White Sox, getting his 300th win at Yankee Stadium, and they bring in Leslie Nielsen, who was his broadcaster for the New York Mets, doing the final inning on WPBX in New York, the final inning. And to me, that's pretty cool. Tom Seaver, who was the franchise, coming to New York as a visitor, getting his 300th win as a White Sox in Yankee Stadium. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what they did to Tom Seaver was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When Chris, I gotta say, when we went to that Notre Dame Syracuse game, like years ago, and when we went into Yankee Stadium, that was priceless. I mean, I know it's the new Yankee Stadium, but still, you got to see that. When they say that's a stadium that Jeter built and stuff and everything, and it's got all kinds of phenomenal images from Jeter to vintage stuff and to like Mariano Rivera. It's just absolutely unbelievable. The footage that me and Chris got to see in there. It was just priceless. And when being a massive Yankee fan,
I was there too.
Shake down the thunder, nice.
He was there, dude. It was funny. We were following George around. We didn't even know who he was.
So hold up, George. Were you a part of the media there as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Well then we definitely saw each other.
Yeah.
I was there. I was at Yankee Stadium for the Notre Dame home game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh wow.
We were in the press box too, and I saw the little plaque they gave me for my name, and I put that on my Twitter page.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking about this, you're like, Matt, I already know what you're talking about because I probably saw you as well.
Yes. Well, guys, we're gonna log off. We'll see you guys. George, have a safe trip to beautiful Minnesota. Hope you don't freeze to death. I know it's cold as crap up there.
I appreciate it.
And Adam, we'll see you next week.
Safe travels.
Matt, we'll see you next week, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with one of my special things. We do this in this music thing on this day in music history. Let me bring it up here real quick if I still have it. You remember that song Convoy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was actually made top. It was number 2 in UK. And the funny thing is, the fun fact is that wasn't his real name. His name was Bill Fries.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's a little clip from I found today of Convoy. We'll leave you with that. We'll see you all next Tuesday night. George, we'll see you on the 24th. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Take care, everybody.